Hey, Hugh, thank you so much for agreeing to spend a few minutes with me and just kind of sharing your thoughts about what it was like working with me. So,
Yeah,
just have
for
a
sure.
very few questions.
Okay.
And so, the first question: what were the circumstances that caused you to need a realtor in the first place?
So, the house that you helped me with was my mother's childhood home. So it's been in our family for years, and my grandmother passed away in 2016, and my mom kept hold of the house. So she passed away in 2021, and it was just a house that my dad and I had. And my parents were wanting to fix up the property and rent it out. But, uh, I guess I'm 2 years since my mom's passing, and I just did not want to put that much effort into it. And I thought, I don't want it to be my problem anymore. So I wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you have had a lot going on. So just share a
Mhm.
little bit of everything else that's been going on in your life at the same time. You were trying to deal with not only losing your mom, but it hadn't been that much longer before then that you lost your grandmother and all this. So, what kind of things have been going on in your life?
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, I did not know the scope of everything. My mom was good at setting me up for life, but I think at the same time, as I don't know how parents would tell their children this, but she had a lot of responsibility herself. And I think she was trying to prepare me for that responsibility that I would ultimately take on someday. But yeah, like I said, I did not know the scope of it. So my grandmother passed away in 2016. And then my mom was trying to handle all of her estate stuff, but my mom liked to do things on her own, and I definitely got that trait from her. And so she did not reach out to like attorneys to help her or real estate agents to help her with everything that she had to deal with. And so it was going on 5 years, and my grandmother's estate was still open. And my mom was trying to pay for everything out of pocket. She didn't want to use any of the money in my grandmother's estate. So obviously that's going to take a lot more time. Um, and then my mom passed away unexpectedly in April of 2021. And so all of a sudden the responsibility comes to my dad and I. And like I said, my mom wasn't the type of person to just ask for help. She wanted to be able to do things herself. And so my dad and I had no idea about a lot of things. I think my mom had told my dad a few things, and so he was a little bit more aware of a lot of the inner workings of it. But I had no idea. I was 22 at the time, and I remember my dad said to me after my mom's funeral, he said, "If you think the funeral was hard, it's only going to get harder because we have a lot to work with and handle." And I didn't know what that meant, but over the past 2 years, I've really come to understand there was just my grandmother, and then there's another player is my great aunt. So there's three estates at play here. They were depression era, and so they had all of their eggs in different baskets and different banks and different investment companies, different properties, trying to spread wealth everywhere. And so I've been having to track all of those down and pull them back in and find them. So it's been a hunt for, one of the biggest things was I didn't know where my grandmother's trust was uh for the trust documents for a while. And so that was about the first year, was just trying to locate those documents and understand how all of these investment institutions work. And a lot of them keep those documents. So that was helpful once I figured that out. Just go and ask them for it. But then, you need a lot of court documents saying, who are you? So there was a lot that I had to learn about the legal side of things. You can't just say, well, I'm the child of this person, please
Yeah,
give these things to me.
yeah.
um, there's a very specific order, and if you don't follow that order, then you could be financially held responsible, and then they could take things away from you. So that has been stressful, just trying to do things by the book and by the paper, but at the same time wanting to be 22 to 25 and hang out with friends or think about graduate school or what I want to do with my life. So I've definitely felt like I've had two worlds for the past 3 years, which
Yeah.
has been it's been difficult. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then somehow I came on the scene, and how did that happen? I mean, I was pulled in, and
Yeah,
that was sort of interesting too. How
right.
did you
Yeah.
end up getting connected to me?
So I guess the little bit of the long story of it, I had a lot of connections through my church. A lot of people at my church were very helpful in helping navigate me towards people. So one of the ladies at church, she handed us over to Omega Wealth Management with Lisa Kirchenbauer. And once I told Lisa, I think probably September of this year, that I was thinking about selling my grandmother's house, she goes, "I know Angela. She's great. She'll take care of you." And I was like, "Okay, I trust you. Like, I trust the people that are in your corner. I think you know good people, so I'm ready for it." So that's how we got connected. And yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask you something, because, the first time we met, we went to the house, right?
Mhm.
And we walked into the house, and you basically said, "Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. We've been using this for a while." Did you have any concerns about the condition of the house and the time it might take to get it sold?
Um, Truthfully, no. I know this is a very good area for property. So I was confident that it would sell. I think it was one of those things where you don't necessarily understand the situation until you're in it. So I didn't understand how fast it would sell, or really just, I mean, when it went up on the market and you called me the same day, and it was like someone's ready to buy. And wow, okay, because I remember I asked you, can I take like 5 days to think about it? You go, not in this market. So that was something that I wasn't concerned, but I think I maybe wasn't totally prepared for just how fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the house. We were using it as a storage unit for all of the other properties that we've been trying to clear out and get situated. So it was I don't want to say it was our like abused property, but it needed some love and it needed attention, and you knew the people to help it along. And I mean, yeah, I was it was a very good send off because I think I had never seen that house so taken care of. So I was really happy that that's how it left our hands.
I'm so happy that I was able to help you
Yeah.
during this process, because I could see the volume of stuff that you were dealing with, not just trying to deal with the estates situation, right? But
Yeah.
then you told me, "Hey, I'm in graduate school and I'm trying to study, and by the way, I also have a job." And you're juggling all this stuff. And I
Yeah.
thought, this is the kind of person I really want to help, because these are the kinds of major life transitions and situations that I feel like I can step into and kind of take a little bit of the load off, you know?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I think you definitely felt a lot of my apprehension about this. Like I said, my mom liked to do a lot of the stuff herself, and
Yeah.
I'm the same way. And I don't know if it's a pride point for me or whatever, but I like to be able to say, no, I can do it myself. And I think a lot of this process has been trusting the people that I'm around, and uh trusting their expertise in something. And yeah, just knowing that it's okay to have help, and that yeah, it feels very validating that you recognized how much I had on my plate, because I think I didn't really recognize it. And once you were telling me, you've got this and this, I can do this, I can be helpful in this way. And it was just, I think it's like it just paused me for a second, because I was like, really, can you do that? Like, I can ask for that. So it was really helpful. Beyond anything, it's taken, I mean, yeah, I think we got connected about 2 months ago or so, and it's a huge mental load off. I mean, I don't feel the static in my brain from it anymore.
I'm so glad, because I have to believe that even though we did get that project off your plate, right? There's still a lot that has to be done to completely settle the estate situation. That's not done yet. This was just one piece of it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's there's a lot of like I was saying earlier, with the processes of all the different institutions and the banks, they've all got their way of things wanting to be done, and
Yeah,
trying to crack those all down. It's definitely come a long way
yeah,
in 2 years, but there's still a little bit longer that we have to do. And I mean, I can see a light at the end of the tunnel now. I don't think I could probably 5 months ago, but just closing things and taking them off my plate and saying, I don't need to have so much attachment to this place, even though I grew up in it and I love this area, but it's okay to let things go and move on with my life,
yeah,
with everything. So
yeah.
yeah.
So, question, was there anything that I did that you were surprised that I did as a realtor?
Yeah, because I thought all of the cleaning of the house was gonna have to come down to my dad and I. And when you were like, no, I'll stay. I'll help you go through things. And I was like, okay, I feel bad because there's a lot in here. You definitely don't have to. But yeah, that you were just so eager to help me with the process in any way. And then when there were a few extra items that I didn't get the chance to go through, I trusted that you you were able to discern what was important to me, just from the time that we've had together. So I appreciated that you met me that one night and just said, here's the suitcase of things. Here's all the things that I thought that you might really want. And yeah, just going through it, all of the pictures. I'm just really eternally grateful that you saved
Oh,
those for me.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I honestly, I saved every single possible picture I could find
Yeah, yeah, for
because
sure.
you never know which is the one that you really want to have. So I just
Right.
was like, okay, this is a picture, it's going.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really glad I was able to help with that. I am. So would you say you'd be willing to refer me to people that might be in a similar kind of situation?
Absolutely. I did not know that this was a niche part of realty. I think you handled this incredibly well. I felt like you explained everything to me. You definitely let me feel like I had like final say, but at the same time, you're like, I am here to guide you through this process. Use me as a resource. I'm here for this, that, and the other thing. You were incredibly responsive within reason. I'm not going to call you at 11 o'clock at night, but I knew if I had a question about something that you would get back to me as soon as you could. And then I mean, I really just appreciated how involved you made me feel in the process, even though I'm not a trained realtor. I don't know anything about a lot of the process, but I felt like you explained things to me. I didn't feel condescended. It wasn't like, well, I'm the master here. Let me handle it. It was very much, this is what happens. This is what you can expect. This is probably what you won't be able to expect. Um, so yeah, I felt checked in with to make sure that I was okay with what was going on, but also at the same time that I was okay as a human being with what was okay going on. Because it is a huge transition. It was, my mom's childhood home and my
Yeah,
grandma's home. And so it's been in our family for close to 70 years.
yeah,
And there was a little bit of letting go because I spent time in that house, and doing a final walkthrough
yeah,
was sad. It was really
yeah.
sad. So I was just really appreciative that it felt like family taking care of family rather than just someone that was hired to do something for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the beautiful thing about the end result is that we found somebody to buy your grandmother's house that's not going to rip it down.
Yes.
You
Yeah. That
know,
was
they're going to come in there and they're going to fix it up and it's going to still be your grandmother's house. And I thought that was awesome result.
yes. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, that was kind of what my parents wanted.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if you believe in divine intervention, I kind of do, but I think that was a way to tell me that this was the right decision, and you can feel good about making this decision.
Oh, that's such a great thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for giving me the opportunity to help you with this. And I think at the end of the day, you and your dad, I think we're happy with the result. I think that the buyers are thrilled with the result. And like I
Mhm.
said, I'm just happy that that house is still going to be there in
Yes.
Arlington, so when you drive by, you still get to see it.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. And yeah, I think it's kind of like watching a kid grow up. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's in a new phase of its life, and everything works out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking a few minutes to chat with me. And I hope you have an incredibly wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you as well. You as
Yeah.
well.